So hello everybody, it's me Baldy. So I just went on the Game of Thrones wiki and guess what I found? The titles for the episode 8, 9 and 10. Now the title for the episode 7 can be seen on normal Wikipedia as well, but nowhere did I see the titles for the episodes 8, 9 and 10 instead of the Game of Thrones wiki. So episode 7 is called The Broken Man, and I think we can expect a very beautiful surprise here. Episode 8 is titled No One, so more Arya storyline. Episode 9 is called The Battle of the Bastards. Hell yeah. And episode 10 is called The Winds of Winter. I shit my pants. Big White Walker scene, I'm sure of it. This is so exciting, so stay tuned and let's discuss them. So hopefully I get this video up before episode 7 is released, because I'm going to talk about it as well. So we already have the preview of the episode 7, but we didn't see any clue yet what I'm pretty sure it's about to happen. A big beautiful surprise. You probably know what I'm talking about, the return of the Hound. So you guys are probably familiar with the gravedigger theory, but in case you're not, I'm going to make it short and simple. So we saw Arya leaving the Hound to die back in season 4, but we never actually got to see him die. Wait, I just got a flashback. We never got to see Stannis die. I wonder why. I'm sure he's dead, don't get me wrong, but I think the reason why they didn't show how he died is because Brienne maybe didn't burn the body. So maybe if the White Walkers get to him first, he'll become a White. Anyway, back to the Hound. So we didn't see him die. In the books, Brienne is looking for Arya and Sansa, and she and Podrick pass this small island located in the Riverlands called Quiet Isle, where Brothers of the Fate of the Seven are located. So they made vows to remain silent, and the only one who is allowed to speak is someone called the Elder Brother. So Brienne and Podrick meet with those Brothers of the Fate, and Brienne asked the Elder Brother about the Hound. One, because she believed Sansa might be with him, which in fact was Arya, and two, there was a Brother of the Fate there who seemed to look a lot like the Hound. Nonetheless, the Elder said to Brienne, "There is one thing I do know, however. The man you hunt is dead," before telling a long story about who Sandor Clegane was, almost as if he pitied him. Well, actually he did, since he told that he did pity him to Brienne. When he said the man you hunt is dead, he most likely referred to the old Sandor Clegane, the man who once was, but not literally dead. This becomes even more probable when we hear Brienne say, "It is true then, Sandor Clegane is dead," and the Elder responds with, "He is at rest." The Elder Brother paused. I mean, come on. And it becomes even more probable when the Elder is telling his stories, and at one point he says, "When I died at the Battle of the Trident, when he fought for Prince Rhaegar Targaryen." So this metaphorical death is a big thing to the Brothers of the Seven. So far in the show, there is something pretty important going on near the Quiet Isle, where the Hound is supposed to be located. Jaime went there to confront Brynden Tully, who took control of Riverrun, and also Brienne and Podrick went there to try and gain the support of the Blackfish for Sansa and Jon. In the trailer, we see Podrick get grabbed probably by Bran, somewhere in Riverrun, where the Lannister army is. So given that all this is happening close to the Quiet Isle, we might even get to see one of those guys meet the Hound, but I'm not sure how it's all going to play out. But one thing I'm sure of. The Hound will return in episode 7, and the Elder Brother, who is going to be played by Ian McShane, will probably be killed by someone. Now we know that episode titles can relate to multiple storylines, not just one, so when I first read it I also thought about Bastards and Dwarves. The Broken Man. A similar name was given to the 4th episode of the first season, entitled Cripples, Bastards and Broken Things, which was inspired by something Tyrion said to Bran. "I have a tender spot in my heart for cripples and bastards and broken things." So in this episode we might see important things happening with Tyrion as well, maybe even Bran, Jon and Ramsay. Whooshu! Okay, so episode 8 is titled No One, so it's obviously going to be extremely relevant to Arya. Before we can predict what's going to happen in episode 8, we first need to go back. To go north, we must go south. Anyway, in episode 6 we saw Arya pretty much making a very conclusive decision. She decided she won't be no one when she refused to kill Lady Crane. And so Arya then goes after Needle and takes it back, and Waif asks permission to go and take Arya's face, and the man gives her permission. The synapse for Arya for episode 7 is Arya makes a plan. So in this episode we should see Arya do exactly that, and we probably won't see any fight just yet. But the title of episode 8 lets us know that a big moment is about to happen. I think it's called No One ironically. Just imagine Arya killing Waif and saying no one. That's the feeling I get from the title. So I think it will be the episode where Arya puts needle to use and kills Waif. In the trailer we see Arya running and it gets bloody, so that's probably from episode 8. After that she's probably going to try and sail to Westeros. There might be another possibility, but I'm not sure. The thing is, Waif seems to be getting personal. Seems like she's not really no one and she lets her jealousy of Arya show. We hear Jaqen say to Arya when he gave her the mission to kill Lady Crane, one way or another a face will be added to the whole. So maybe Arya will give Jaqen Waif's face after she kills her. But that seems a bit improbable. I doubt Jaqen will accept since he wants obedience and Arya disobeyed his orders. Now deviating from Arya's storyline, I also get the feeling that we will see another vision of Bran in this episode. We might finally get to see inside the Tower of Joy and find out about Jon. This might fit best with the previous episode. The title of episode 7 seems to fit both Bran and Jon. Anyway, I believe that in one of these episodes, either 7 or 8, we'll get to see inside the Tower of Joy. Whooshu, the Battle of the Bastards. Holy moly shitballs. So in episode 9 the Bastard Ball will begin, so we'll probably also find out what Ramsay did to Rickon, if he's one of the bodies that are burning or not. We'll also find out if the Ambers will betray Ramsay and if that was just a setup, but I doubt so. If the Ambers really just wanted to screw Ramsay over, why would they give Rickon to him? They know he's a sick son of a bitch and probably will do horrible things to Rickon, maybe even kill him. One might say they needed Rickon to gain Ramsay's trust, but wouldn't have been easier for them to just vow and don't give any gift? I mean, it's easier to break vows and they don't seem to be noble. They could have just vowed and told Ramsay they hate wildlings. So did the Ambers really sacrifice Rickon just to gain an advantage over the Boltons? Or maybe during the war they see that they are being defeated by Jon and they decide then to turn against Ramsay. But even so, Jon will behead them if he finds out what they did to Rickon. Anyway, I can't wait for this episode. I wonder also if we'll see some more Daenerys storyline in this episode. Maybe Yara or Balon Greyjoy will finally arrive to Dany and offer her their ships. And maybe before Dany leaves to Westeros, she'll have to fight a war right there in Marine. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Will the Ambers betray Ramsay or not? Whooshu! Forget what I said about the last whooshu. Holy shitballs for this episode title, man. The Winds of Winter. That immediately takes my mind to the White Walkers, of course. This episode is probably going to be the most epic of them all, and is the longest episode so far. It's going to run for 69 minutes. This is by far the longest episode of the series so far. So I have two guesses for this one. The first one, and the slightly more boring one, in my opinion, is that we are going to hear that line that Bran says in the season 6 tease. They have no idea what's going to happen. The guess is that he says that after having a vision of the White Walkers getting past the wall, and probably the destruction of the wall as well. There was some foreshadowing of that when Jon told Ed before leaving with Sansa, "Don't knock it down while I'm gone." Well, holy fuck. Maybe we are going to experience all that through a vision that Bran is going to have. So my next guess is a bit more exaggerated, but I really like it. So get this. After Benjen takes Bran and Mira south of the wall, the White Walkers will be able to tear the wall down now that Bran passed it and he is marked, and so the magic of the wall won't count anymore. Maybe the White Walkers will even get to the Bastard Bowl battlefield, and when Jon sees the air getting very cold, he will know that the White Walkers are approaching, and so he tells everyone and they go as far as possible, maybe even to Essos. Then it will really be a song of ice and fire. The others will be all over Westeros and men will be on the still hot Essos continent. There they all might join forces to fight against the White Walkers. I don't like the idea of Dany first going to Westeros, because after the last episode, she kinda seems like a villain, after her speech to the Dothraki. I know this theory is a bit exaggerated, but just imagine a scene kinda like Hearthome. After Jon is done with Ramsay, while still on the battlefield, he starts to feel the cold and he knows exactly what it means. And with a last effort, just like in Hearthome, he tries to get as many people as he can away from Winterfell. So even if all the guesses are right or all the guesses are wrong, it's so much fun speculating, and this season is going to have the most epic ending of them all. And I can't wait for the upcoming episodes. Let me know how you guys think this season is going to end. I would love to hear your opinions. So congratulations guys if you made it through all the whooshus of the day. Subscribe if you enjoyed and want to be notified about future videos and want to join the discussion. Until the next one, you can check my episode 1 review. I should cover all episodes by the end of next week, so stay tuned everyone. Bye bye.